once seen as a pillar of faith, now behind bars. Tonight on our news, live at 7, a 65-year-old Deacon has been found guilty of trying to abuse his own granddaughter. The disturbing case now moves to sentencing. Details from today's court proceedings are straight ahead, but first.
I'm Anthony McDermott, and coming up in our news tonight, days after that boating incident off the coast of Haiti, the family of one of the victims is speaking out, sharing their story. I'm Anthony McDermott, and we'll have those details for you tonight on our news.
Taking the fight to the community. Coming up tonight on our news, we'll tell you all about the Prime Minister's meeting with constituents of this community as they express their concerns about crime to him.
Then in our news at 7:30, he was almost home from work when tragedy struck, but the family of 54-year-old Roscoe Dame says something doesn't add up. His daughter relives the moment her stomach dropped. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candido Knowles. A deadly incident off Haiti's coast over the weekend has left an Abaco family grieving and facing more questions than answers. One of the two Bahamians reportedly killed was a devoted husband and father from Abaco. Tonight, a relative tells Bertini McDermott about the man's generous spirit and how he would do anything for someone in need.
Amores Island Abaco family is in mourning tonight after an incident in waters off Haiti saw the death of their relative, now confirmed to be Shadrach Stewart. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement on Sunday night saying they received unconfirmed reports of the death in Haiti. The statement says the report reveals 3 Bahamian men and a Jamaican man were on a speedboat when they were shot at. During the gunfire, 2 of the men were killed and another was hospitalized. Graphic videos of the alleged incident flooded social media, making an already difficult situation worse for the family. His cousin George Stewart shares how the incident has left the family reeling.
I know him from a baby. He was really a nice fellow, kind-hearted. I never knew him being no problem with anything like that. I was surprised when I hear this one come up. But very nice person. Give me a sound of this body if you can.
The statement also says 1 man remains unaccounted for. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs weekend statement also refers to details from the counter-narcotics unit of the Haitian National Police. It says the Haitian National Police confirms its officers intercepted a rowboat laden with drugs on Sunday. As a result, 2 Jamaicans drowned, 1 body is in the morgue, and a Bahamian is in custody. Stewart telling us he found out that his cousin tragically lost his life on social media.
I saw it on Facebook. You know, I people you send things on Facebook. And what I saw on the video from Facebook, but I didn't know that he was on that side.
Stewart tells us his cousin leaves behind a wife and 3 children.
Well, I spoke to his wife, called me 2 years ago. You know, she ain't taking that too good, but when she started talking, she started crying. So I tell her I can talk to her some other time, but she was in a good feeling right there.
Now, as officials are still working to uncover the details surrounding this incident, we can tell you that family members are working to bring his body home. Reporting for our news, I'm Bertini McDermott.
With armed robberies, shootings, and murders on the rise, many residents across New Providence communities remain concerned about crime. One such community that's familiar with violence is Mount Moriah, where Prime Minister Philip Davis recently made a visit. Joshua Williams attended the walkabout.
Prime Minister Philip Davis meeting with residents in the Mount Moriah constituency to address crime concerns. Gathering in a packed C.W. Sawyer Primary School hall, Prime Minister Davis reassured residents that his government is doing all it can to curb the violence.
I'm fighting for a version of the Bahamas where our children walk home without fear, where our young men are building lives, not burying dreams, and where no mother has to hear the words, "Your child is gone."
When it comes to crime, murders remain a major concern as victims are being gunned down on a nearly weekly basis. There have been just shy of 50 murders so far this year, and the shootings are not always deadly, but it doesn't make them any less shocking. The nation was left reeling on July 1st when a 13-year-old boy and 19-year-old woman were hospitalized after a Wolf Road shooting. And earlier last week, a mass shooting in Mason Addition left residents visibly shaken and 4 men nursing gunshot wounds. But despite this, the Prime Minister insists his administration's 5-pillar plan to tackle crime is working.
More officers on the ground, more vehicles, better equipment, improved training. We are investing in the prevention side too, in youth programs, mentorship, job opportunities, after-school support.
The Prime Minister had this message for the young men across the nation.
You are not beyond help. For those who are on the edge, don't fall. For those who are thinking about picking up a gun, think again.
Now, following a meeting with the Prime Minister, National Security Minister Wayne Munro, along with top brass in the Royal Bahamas Police Force, held a walkabout in the community. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
A 65-year-old deacon behind bars awaiting sentencing after he was found guilty of trying to molest his granddaughter. The deacon, who cannot be identified for legal reasons, has been remanded into custody after a 9-member jury found him guilty of 2 counts of attempted incest. The court was told the incidents allegedly occurred in August and September 2019 and that the deacon attempted to have intercourse with his then 11-year-old granddaughter after she moved into his home with her mother. Justice Renee McKay will begin a sentencing hearing on September 30th. Or could Cable Beach and downtown be next for major investment? Well, the Davis administration is hoping so. Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper told reporters at the Caribbean Association of National Telecommunications Organizations conference that government is working to attract investors for several sites in those areas. But Cooper kept details close to the vest, saying he didn't want to reveal too much just yet. What we do know is that during last month's budget, Cooper mentioned potential investors eyeing entertainment projects downtown. And yesterday, he referred to a recent request for proposals from the Nassau Airport Development Company for a new hotel, which he said is a step in the right direction.
We've identified a few sites in downtown and one in Cable Beach where we are courting investors. We're on a massive push to do some spectacular things downtown for the downtown revitalization. We're encouraging cruise ships to stay longer and eventually overnight to bring back that spirit of downtown and life and encouraging residences and hotels downtown. So I think as a combination of all of these things, we are seeking to build a product and an economy that's sustainable, that lasts and stand the test of time.
All right, and we'll have more from that ongoing Kanto conference coming up in our news at 7:30. We'll get to that and much more in tonight's show, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you too, and of course, we had a much improved day today, as a lot of shower activity has moved out towards the north and away from us. Show that in our satellite picture, but it is still on the warm side outside our studios. 84 degrees under partly cloudy skies. The winds out of the east-southeast at 12 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 89. Temperatures right now, it's 83 in Freeport, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Great Harbor Key, and in Nicholstown, Andros. Alistown, Bimini, you share 83 as well. Here in the capital, 84, 82 in Governor's Harbor. Central Bahamas, 82 in Kemps Bay. We pick up 83 Black Point, Exuma. 84s in Georgetown, Exuma, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Port Nelson, Rum Key, and in Coburn Townsend, Salvador. Deadman's Key, 86 in the southeast Bahamas. 83 in Duncantown, Ragged Island. 85s, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, and Matthew Town in Agua. 86 Abrahams Bay, and our good neighbors at the southeast, Tricks and Caicos Islands. You have a temperature right now of 84 degrees. Like I said, much improved across us. Most of the activity pulling out towards the west and northwest. Most of the clouds, or that white stuff you're seeing right now, that's high-level clouds moving across us. courtesy of those thunderstorm activity that we had just to the north of us. Low pressure system to the north, the National Hurricane Center still giving that a medium chance for formation over the next couple of days. It's going to move into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's likely to get its act together. It's going to be moving into some very warm waters, so we'll continue to watch that. But in the meantime, moisture will continue to stream across the northwest Bahamas. Some more showers in the forecast for one more day. If that's your first look about us, stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, first of all, we're not here to just talk about the numbers. Jazz's home run derby experience meant more than all of that. We'll yada yada over the stuff we don't really need to hear.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on my services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Are you?
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Jazz Chisholm Jr. took center stage at the 2025 MLB All-Star Home Run Derby, becoming the first Bahamian to ever compete in the event. The moment was a milestone not just for the two-time All-Star, but for the rise of Bahamian talent on baseball's biggest stage. Although he was eliminated with just 3 homers in the opening round, the home run total didn't tell the full story. Chisholm entered the competition with a relaxed mindset, focused on staying healthy and maintaining his natural swing after dealing with an oblique injury earlier in the season. One of the most meaningful parts of the night was his choice of pitcher, Jeron Sands, his longtime coach and mentor, whom Chisholm credits as a central figure in his development since childhood.
Over the weekend in Belgium, Camille Rutherford clocked a season's best as she continues to gear up for the World Athletics Championships. Rutherford ran a season's best of 22.96 seconds in the 200 meters final 2 at the Moore Golden Spurs meeting. She followed that with a third place finish in the 100 meters final 2 at 11.25 seconds.
Jazz wasn't the only Bahamian baseball player to get an All-Star nod this season. In Indy baseball, Dante Stewart and Toby Simmons were selected as All-Stars in their respective leagues. In his first season with the Lake County Dockhounds, Stewart has been named an East Division starter for the American Association of Professional Baseball's All-Star Game. On defense, Stewart has shined as shortstop, making highlight reel plays with consistency. Meanwhile, over in Canada, Simmons was also named an All-Star for the London Majors in the Inter-County Baseball League. Simmons has played 27 games for the Majors and is hitting .315 with 6 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, and scored 27 runs with 14 stolen bases. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as U.S. inflation jumps, with Trump tariffs now hitting consumers. Plus, with strict policies making it harder than ever, a Haitian family fights to secure a U.S. passport for their baby. And sensitive material, including unreleased tracks and show plans, stolen from a choreographer's Jeep during Beyoncé's Atlanta tour stop. The story when our news returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trevor Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahama.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. U.S. inflation surged last month as President Donald Trump's tariffs began to bite. Consumer prices jumped 2.7% year over year in June, the biggest rise since February, with increases seen in coffee, clothing, toys, and appliances, according to the Labor Department. Experts say businesses are now passing on the cost of Trump's import taxes to consumers. While prices for airfare, cars, and hotels dipped, economists warn tariff-driven inflation is likely to grow, with more duties set to take effect August 1st. Bitcoin surged past 120,000 for the first time Monday, hitting a record $122,571 according to CoinMarketCap. The spike comes as the U.S. House of Representatives prepares to debate major crypto legislation during what Washington is calling Crypto Week. President Trump, who recently dubbed himself the crypto president, has voiced support for cleaner industry rules. The broader crypto market jumped to a $3.8 trillion valuation, with Ether and Solana also seeing gains. And Haitian immigrants who are desperately trying to secure a U.S. passport for their newborn son amid Trump's tough immigration policies Zachary Goldman reports how they're now turning to a local community center for help.
Inside the St. Vincent de Paul Community Center in Springfield, Ohio, a family of Haitian immigrants sought help applying for their newborn's first U.S. passport. The father asked to only be identified as Frankie and that Reuters blur the footage so as not to draw the attention of U.S. immigration authorities. He said, quote, "My baby was born in the U.S. Getting his paperwork is an obligation." Frankie is one of nearly 500,000 Haitian nationals living in the U.S. under what is known as Temporary Protected Status, or TPS. It grants legal residency and the right to work. It was initially granted to Haitians after a devastating 2010 earthquake. TPS has been extended numerous times, most recently due to gang violence. But last month, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, said that it would terminate TPS for Haitians, effective in September. That threatens some of the 10,000 to 15,000 Haitians living in Springfield, and the St. Vincent Community Center is committed to stepping up to help.
St. Vincent de Paul has always done whatever we have to do for whatever is the greatest need.
Casey Rollins is the executive director of the Springfield branch. The place has signs in Haitian Creole and a notice on the door refusing entry to officers from DHS's Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Rollins says helping Haitians obtain passports is one way they hope they might help keep families facing deportation together.
And Atlanta police are searching for a suspect accused of stealing 2 suitcases from a choreographer for Beyoncé. The suitcases reportedly contained unreleased music, show plans, and other sensitive material. The bags were taken from a Jeep Wagoneer parked near Krog Street on July 8th. Police say the laptop inside was pinging nearby and surveillance video captured the break-in. An arrest warrant has been issued, but police say the suspect remains at large. Beyoncé is currently wrapping up her Atlanta leg of the Cowboy Carter Tour. All right, the Chinese embassy is pushing back against U.S. concerns over a loan to build a new hospital in Western New Providence, calling the allegations baseless and absurd. In a recent statement, the embassy said China is a trustworthy partner to the Bahamas with no geopolitical agenda or political conditions attached. The response follows reports that government rejected a British offer to fund the hospital, a claim that Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville says is misleading, explaining no competitive offer was made. U.S. Charge d'Affaires Kimberly Furnish had earlier criticized Chinese investments in the Caribbean, claiming they serve only the elite and not ordinary citizens. The Chinese embassy questioned that assertion, asking if the hospital project benefits the elite over the Bahamian people. The statement reaffirms the project respects Bahamian needs and promotes development through joint consultation and shared benefits. Still to come on our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was July 15th. Then in our news at 7:30, a 41-year-old bus driver walks free after being accused of raping a 15-year-old runaway. Prosecutors paint a disturbing picture. The allegations, the defense, and the verdict are straight ahead. And back-to-back repatriations today from LPIA, 66 Haitians and 6 Cuban men flown out under heavy escort. Immigration officials say strict security and health protocols were followed. The story when our news returns.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed I actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trader Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1732, Woodes Rogers, the first royal governor, died in Nassau. He expelled pirates and established the House of Assembly. In 2013, gospel legend Kev McKenzie died at 51 after battling colon cancer. His music made a lasting impact. And in 2023, the Bahamas Games returned after 22 years. New Providence won the most medals, but Grand Bahama claimed the most gold. If you want to learn more about the events that shaped the day that was July 15th, head over to rnews.bs. All right, creative writer, director, producer, and avid sportsman Winston Marshall passed away on Saturday night. He was 72. A graduate of St. John's College in 1969, Marshall ran a media consulting firm, Marshall and Associates, and was also a proud Anglican and father of three. He was also heavily involved in the Bahamas' track and field community. B3A's President Dramico Archer described him as a missionary of track and field. He also called Marshall a real trooper who helped place the Bahamian track and field on the global stage. We spoke briefly with his brother Dennis earlier this week.
Selfless. He would go to the field, go to the end of the earth to help the people that asked for his help and that he felt he wouldn't mind helping.
Why do you think sports was so important to him?
That was just one of the areas that he contributed in, and he did other things. He contributed in other areas of society than sport.
All right, and our condolences to his entire family on behalf of all of us here at RTV. If you want to watch that story again, and for all of today's top stories, remember you can visit rnews.bs and share your favorite stories right from R News Bahamas on Facebook. That's going to do it for us in News at 7, but joining us now is Jerome Sawyer with the latest headlines. Jerome?
Well, thanks much, Canino. Well, a busy news day for us as we head into our 7:30 cast. Back-to-back repatriations today from LPIA, plus over 3 million gallons of water lost every day. Here are your latest headlines.
Ahead on R News tonight.
A family shattered by tragedy after 54-year-old Roscoe Dames lost his life in a tragic accident. Tonight, his daughter opens up about the moment that changed her life forever.
A bus driver accused of raping a 15-year-old acquitted in court today. We'll have details of the case and verdict. Also, we'll be watching and doing our own investigations. The Christian Council enters the fray in an ongoing national discussion on immigration. It's the latest in a growing spotlight on a decades-old problem. And later, in our City in Focus, a Grand Bahamian business owner tells our Candido Knowles why she's not banking on cruise ship passengers. Our news live at 7:30 starts in a moment.
Candido Knowles here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as Inti Corporation shines brighter than ever. Inti Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision's actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th only on RTV.
At Struckham, we're all about peace of mind. With the latest tools and technology like Pest Pack, managing pest control just got easier. It's simple. Log on to the portal to review past services or monitor trends. Just tap Service Reports to access detailed records and see how we're keeping your business pest-free. You can even customize.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jerome Sawyer in for Italia Hall tonight. We get started this half hour with the tragic story of a family left grieving after a traffic accident took the life of a husband and father. Now, you may recall when we first brought you the story of how 54-year-old Roscoe Dames died, but tonight his family is questioning how and why police have classified his death. Our Delvardo Emmanuel gets us started tonight.
It was around midnight on July 6 when 54-year-old Roscoe Dames crashed into this wall, subsequently losing his life. Tonight, his daughter, Roscoe Dames, opens up about the heartbreaking moments she learned her father was gone.
I remember seeing the police lights that night. So I said, let me go on Facebook. I typed in accident, and it was then I saw they said it was a male. They said a white Honda Civic. And my stomach just dropped to the floor.
The 54-year-old butler at Atlantis Resort had just finished his shift and were driving home on St. Vincent Road when tragedy struck. She and her mother passed the scene that night, unaware it involved her father until they got home and noticed something was off.
We didn't see, he didn't cut the light off, and that's what he would do when he came home. And so when we looked out the window, didn't see his car, immediately we were very alarmed.
With no answers and Roscoe not responding, they searched social media for clues before starting a frantic drive between police stations, only for officers to confirm the devastating truth.
My daddy, he was such a good man at his core. Very kind, very compassionate, very caring, and always willing to help.
According to initial police report, Dames slammed into a wall, got out of his car and collapsed nearby. But Roscoe showed me the tire marks from the crash site. She believes there's more to the story.
It wasn't until we went to view his body that Monday we spoke with the officer. Then they said, well, hey, he was actually hit by a vehicle. And that's why to prepare us for his body being so badly bruised. They said that they couldn't determine whether or not he was walking and then someone ran him over, or if he collapsed and then was run over.
She says things only got more confusing when they went to retrieve her father's belongings.
Here it is. He just came from work, a busy night, a Saturday night, and his supervisor told me to collect his wallet. We got the wallet back. That was the only thing we retrieved from the police. just his wallet, an empty wallet.
Now the family is pleading for answers as they say the pain is unbearable.
We deserve closure for this incident, and also to that person that is responsible for knocking down a hard-working man that was just trying to get home to his family after work. I pray that you have no rest, no sleep, and no peace until God convicts your heart to turn yourself in.
Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks so much, Delvado. Very gripping story tonight there. Well, moving forward now, a jury today acquitting a 41-year-old bus driver of raping a 15-year-old runaway in 2023. Prosecutors allege that Anton Thompson raped the teen at an unoccupied home in the Carmichael Road area on November 18th that year. Thompson had picked up the alleged victim and her teenage friend as a favor to the friend's mother. While riding with the minors, Thompson stopped at the home, and according to him, he went there to steal parts from a used bus. But the girls allege that he took them inside the home where he had them perform oral sex on each other before he raped the 15-year-old girl. Now, Thompson denies the allegations at his trial before Justice Dale Fitzpatrick. He denied all of those allegations and said that the alleged victim told him that her parents had put her out and that she looked older than her age. The jury brought back a majority, 7-1, not guilty verdict. Two repatriations today from LPIA under escort from the Immigration Department's deportation and enforcement units. 66 Haitians were flown back to Cape Haitian on board a Bahamas Air flight after 9 a.m. That group included 51 men and 9 women. Then at around 4:20 this afternoon, the second flight left with 6 Cuban men for Havana. Both flights were accompanied by a security team of 13 immigration officers. A statement from the Department of Immigration says all security and health protocols were observed. Well, today's repatriations come amidst a renewed national debate on the immigration crisis reignited over the weekend as the Free National Movement and the Coalition of Independents publicly attacked the government over a number of immigration issues. It sparked a prompt response from the National Security Minister, who released a statement on television Sunday night defending the Davis administration's stance on immigration. Now, the Bahamas Christian Council President Delton Fernanda is joining the national discourse. He spoke with reporters on the sidelines of the Department of Social Services Family Week press conference today, saying that while the issue has long been a political flashpoint, the church believes in balance where compassion and the rule of law can coexist.
From the church perspective, we always err on the side of being firm but fair. We want to see our laws informed, but those who are entitled to go through the process to be done in a timely and effective manner. We will be watching, we will be doing some of our investigations ourselves so that we can get to the bottom of it, because sometimes the information is conflicting, but we have ways of getting the data and understanding what's going on in every ministry.
Now, the immigration crisis has also raised concerns about xenophobia and national identity. Bishop Fernanda acknowledges the diversity within church pews and says the country must strike a healthy balance.
We must embrace all, but as I said, be firm but fair, enforce our laws. We have bad examples in the world today. There's a lot of this going on where certain races and places are being treated in certain manners. I'm saying to us as Bahamas, let's show the world how to do it right. Let's take care of our laws, let's enforce them, but let's show the kind of care and concern that we should to people who need our help, because one day it might be us.
Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson sounding another alarm, this one about the shocking statistics revealed by the Ministry of Health that shows a rise in alcohol consumption, obesity and unprotected sex in teens. The data shows e-cigarette use is at 17%, while alcohol use is at a crisis level. Currently, 34% of teens are active drinkers, with binge drinking rising from 2% to 12%. And drunkenness climbing from 21% to 27%. This is according to health policy lead Sharita Moxie. Wilson says that children must be getting their alcohol from some adults.
Identification is a requirement in the Bahamas. So who's policing? Who is monitoring the liquor stores, the bars, and the illegal 30-day establishments to ensure that the standard is being adhered to, or that the law is being adhered to? Who is monitoring?
Now, the report surveyed more than 2,000 students on 8 islands, namely Abaco, Grand Bahama, Exuma, Eleuthera, New Providence, Andros, and the Berry Islands. The survey receiving an 8% response rate. Moxie also reporting that nearly 50% of sexually active teens reported having unprotected sex, indicating that condom knowledge is not translating into condom use. It's believed this gap may be contributing to the recent rise in sexually transmitted diseases known commonly as STDs.
With 21.8% of the sexually active teens reporting they had been sexually exploited, they received money, accommodation, food, clothing, and/or valuables in exchange for sex. Surely, this underscores the root social ills in our society.
Well, if there's ever a time we need a bit of sunshine, it's right now. Time for our first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, it's pretty heavy in here tonight. How is it looking on the outside?
Looks beautiful on the outside. We're starting to see a lot more sunshine. Most of the moisture is moving away and across Florida. Talk about that in a short while, but it is still on the warm side outside our studios. 83 degrees with a wind out of the east-southeast at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature. Still a very humid 89 degrees. Satellite radar composite, we still have that upper level disturbance moving across our area, but there's a surface low now transiting across east coast of Florida. It's going to be moving into the Gulf of Mexico. The National Hurricane Center now watching that for a possible 40% chance for some formation over the next couple of days. We'll watch that one, but it will be moving into the Gulf of Mexico. In the meantime, trailing moisture associated with that system will move across the northwest Bahamas. Central and southeast Bahamas seeing much more improved conditions, and a high pressure system at the surface will dominate that. But we will watch this one for the next couple of days as it moves into the Gulf. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
And still to come on our news tonight, the Water and Sewerage Corporation losing over 3 million gallons of water a day due to leaks and wastage. But they're making progress in bringing down the amount of wasted water. Plus, for 5 decades, this Grand Bahama jewelry company has been in business, managing to stay afloat despite the difficult times. She's the focus in our City in Focus tonight, talking to our Candido Knowles. But first, talking tech tourism and digital innovation at this year's Kanto. That's coming up when our news returns.
Time access to everything they need. With Pest Pack, you're in control, anytime, anywhere. Get ready to simplify pest management with just a few taps.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service. And
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, talking about our progress in tech tourism and digital innovation on a panel of regional ministers at Kanto's 40th annual conference. The panel allowed regional ministers to share the digital transformation journey for their respective countries.
It's an opportunity really to get on the cutting edge of the trends and developments around the world. I had occasion to talk about what I see as potential opportunities, working along with SpaceX partnership, building data centers perhaps, but really investing in the infrastructure, ensuring that we're building capacity and using our best minds, keeping our best minds at home.
Now, this year, Kanto is celebrating 40 years of dedication to facilitating technology and digital advancement. The conference is being held in the Bahamas under the theme Towards a Unified and Sustainable Caribbean Gigabyte Society. The conference is focusing on high-speed connectivity, cutting-edge innovation, and keeping the region up to date with the latest advances in technology. Minister also sharing a lighthearted moment about the attendees and our tourism numbers.
Collaboration and what I call co-peating, I think, is the key of Kanto's conference this week. Apart from that, as the Minister of Tourism, I'm delighted to have almost 800 delegates here. It's a great boost for tourism. I'm happy that this is happening in the Bahamas, and I've invited the delegates to visit some of the other islands in the Bahamas as well.
Over 3 million gallons of water lost to leakage every day, according to water and sewerage calculations. The startling stats shared with reporters during the company's 49th anniversary press briefing this week. It's an ongoing issue for the corporation. Back in 2012, they bought Maya Bahamas to try and improve. They brought on Maya Bahamas, that is, to try and improve water efficiencies. Back then, they were losing over 6.8 million gallons per day. Waste and Leaks Department Manager at the corporation, Devon Wilmot, says despite the astonishing numbers, they're actually cutting down on the amount of wasted water.
By 2019, we had brought that number down to under 2 million. But due to various reasons, today we're at 3.16 million gallons per day, and we're working hard to push that even further with a goal of reaching 1.5 million by the end of 2026. Thanks to this initiative, we've already saved over 16 billion gallons of water. That translates to an estimated $138 million in savings in water purchases.
So how does it work? Back in 2023, the corporation announced it would be using artificial intelligence to locate and validate leak noises. And so what's causing these leaks?
It can be pressure related, as well as just an aging infrastructural system. A lot of our pipes in some areas, it may have been down for a while. So you have service laterals that can leak. So I would say it's just infrastructure and sometimes just pressure fluctuations.
So shifting our attention north now, while some businesses are starting to see and feel the benefits of Carnival's investment on Grand Bahama, others say they're still waiting. One of those voices is Lorena Madu, owner of Freeport Jewelers. It's a 50-year-old family-run store in the heart of Port Lucaya. In tonight's City in Focus, Madu shares with our news anchor Kendino Knowles why she's not only banking on cruise passengers, but rather a different kind of visitor to turn things around.
Say that I'm excited that we've been in business for as long as we have. It is a family-owned business, and it is Bahamian-owned.
Freeport Jewelers has been around for 5 decades, once thriving in both Port Lucaya and the International Bazaar. But owner Lauren Madu says things are no longer what they used to be.
I would say that there's been a fall off. Before, we used to have like a lot of Bahamian shoppers. Now, I would say that Bahamians are not shopping to the same extent.
Her store has always catered to locals, shaping inventory around what Bahamians wanted. But the changing economy and rising gold prices have forced a shift. Even with scores of cruise passengers arriving, Madu says foot traffic from tourists has dried up. She says the much-touted economic momentum hasn't yet reached her doors.
A lot of them are not actually, a lot of those shoppers are not coming to Port Lucaya. They're going and doing different excursions, but they're not coming into the marketplace. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing it. I would love to say things are great and things are good. Things are fantastic, but personally, in the retail scheme of things, I'm not seeing it. No.
But Madu hasn't given up. Instead, she set her sights on what she believes is the key to long-term success: the overnight visitor.
Persons that stay overnight, who can think about that item, maybe that they're contemplating, and they can sleep on it and come back the next day. That is the customer we want.
And with recently announced plans for a $1 billion redevelopment of Grand Lucayan Resort and hotel rooms on the rise by 2028, if that materializes, she says she's hopeful the tide will turn.
We've been here before, and for us, it would be a matter of survival. So it has to happen. It has to happen. I can't see our business growing if it doesn't happen. I stress Bahamian ownership. I believe in Bahamians owning. Whatever they can get into business, they can run that business just as well as any other person.
And even through tough times, her message to the community is simple:
that I want Bahamians to continue to believe in us. We have always been a store that we catered to Bahamians, but we're here and we're still ready to serve.
Reporting for our news, I'm Candido Knowles.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, Jazz makes history at the Home Run Derby. Everyone had to hear his song during the intro. Camille Rutherford runs a personal best in Belgium, and more All-Stars on the diamond. Not just in the MLB, there's more baseball out there than that.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business. Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the lives.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me at Talia Hall every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
Candido Knowles here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. Jazz Chisholm Jr. took center stage at the 2025 MLB All-Star Home Run Derby, becoming the first Bahamian to ever compete in the event. The moment was a milestone not just for the two-time All-Star, but for the rise of Bahamian talent on baseball's biggest stage. Although he was eliminated with just 3 homers in the opening round, the home run total didn't tell the full story. Chisholm entered the competition with a relaxed mindset, focused on staying healthy and maintaining his natural swing after dealing with an oblique injury earlier in the season.
Some of them got up. You're just having fun. So I saw a ball up and I thought I was gonna be late on it, so I gotta put a little bit of extra in it. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed every second of it. You can't ask for a better feeling. I'm still an all-star. I'm still hitting the home run derby. Who could ask for a better experience than that?
One of the most meaningful parts of the night was his choice of pitcher, Jerron Sands, his longtime coach and mentor, whom Chisholm credits as a central figure in his development since childhood.
I had that full circle moment in my head during the round. It was like with like a minute and a half right before I called my timeout. I don't know. I think I hit a fly ball to the infield or something like that, or a foul ball back, and I smiled to myself and I was like, "Dang, we actually doing this right now. We actually hitting in a home run derby, and he's actually throwing to me." And then after that is when my mind really just cleared to bro, we're having fun and we're enjoying this,
Attention now shifts to the All-Star game tonight, where Chisholm and the American League take on the National League at 8 p.m.
Over the weekend in Belgium, Camille Rutherford clocked a season's best as she continues to gear up for the World Athletics Championships. Rutherford ran a season's best of 22.96 seconds in the 200 meters final 2 at the Moore Golden Spurs meeting. She followed that with a third place finish in the 100 meters final 2 at 11.25 seconds. In June, at the Bob Vickers Classic in Ontario, Canada, Rutherford ran 10.96 seconds to qualify for the upcoming World Championships in the 100 meters.
Jazz wasn't the only Bahamian baseball player to get an All-Star nod this season. In Indy baseball, Dante Stewart and Toby Simmons were selected as All-Stars in their respective leagues. In his first season with the Lake County Dockhounds, Stewart has been named an East Division starter for the American Association of Professional Baseball's All-Star Game. On defense, Stewart has shined as shortstop, making highlight reel plays with consistency. At the plate, through 35 games, he's hitting .320, including 13 doubles, 5 home runs, 27 RBI, and 17 stolen bases. The AAPB All-Star Game takes place July 22nd at Newman Outdoor Field in Fargo-Moorhead, North Dakota. Meanwhile, over in Canada, Simmons was also named an All-Star for the London Majors in the Intercounty Baseball League. Simmons has played 27 games for the Majors and is hitting .315 with 6 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, and scored 27 runs with 14 stolen bases. The IBL All-Star Game is scheduled for Sunday, July 20th at Bernie Arbor Stadium in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. All right, so tonight, redemption time in the All-Star Game, right?
Jazz was just saving his home runs for the real game.
We hit him when it counts. Back to the studio.
And still ahead tonight, the latest on that weather system to the north that's moving our way. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast.
Each week.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your
This is our news. Welcome back. We are still watching that disturbance to the north of us that's generating a lot of showers and thunderstorms across Florida. We are kind of waning across us. Most of the moisture is pulling out towards the west and away from us. But the National Hurricane Center still giving that a medium chance for formation, so we'll continue to watch that. But it's going to be moving into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's expected to meander across the northeast Gulf of Mexico, moving really near the Louisiana. So we expect not too much in terms of any significant weather. Clearing across us, expected for the balance of the week. High pressure will be in charge. The rest of the tropics, quiet. A couple of tropical waves moving across the tropical belt. Nothing happening there. One off the African coast, another one approaching the Leeward Islands. Into the Caribbean, all's quiet there. And in the Gulf of Mexico, it's also quiet down there as well. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that system really across Florida and moving in the Gulf of Mexico. We still have some waning moisture across us. That's going to be pulling across the northwest Bahamas, generating a few showers tomorrow, but eventually most of the moisture will move into the Gulf of Mexico. And as I mentioned, high pressure will be building across us for the balance of the week. Boating forecast, northwest Bahamas, caution flag on the Atlantic side. Winds will be southeasterly at 15 knots, seas running 3 to 5 feet. High tide is at 11 minutes past midnight. The low tide takes place at 6:21 in the morning. Central and southeast Bahamas, caution flag down there as well. Stiffer winds, east to southeast, 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 7 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll keep some showers in the forecast Wednesday, clearing for the balance of the week. Then we do have another disturbance moving in, so we stick some showers in the forecast once again for the beginning of next week. But those temperatures will stay near the 90-degree mark during the daytimes and those upper 70s at night, so air conditioning weather is on top. That's a look at our weather, but before we go, Jerome, I noticed you got on that little green tie. I see you got some red in that as well.
First of all, Greg, this is pink. I need you to jump.
Well, it looks red. I was about to tell you, it looked like you are going to represent, what, the big red machine?
Zero. Zero is blue is. Blue is a life, Greg.
I'm going to have to put Bishop Arnold Josie on you.
That's okay, that's fine. But my AKA friends are very happy that I represent the pink and green. I wear no sock tie, never see it. Thank you very much.
Two kinds of people in the world. Those who be in the sock.
We can cut you out like in just a minute. Thank you very much, Greg. That's going to do it for tonight's news. On behalf of all of us, including my misguided weatherman, Greg Thompson, and the entire news team, I'm Jerome Sawyer. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back here tomorrow night. You have yourself a wonderful night.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Italia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.